In this episode of John's Arcade, we're going back to Colorado to visit the Game Exchange, which is a retailer with a massive warehouse of stuff that's been there for like 30 years. And then we're gonna come back to the basement, do some viewer mail, and just hang out. All right, guys, let's get on with the show. Hey guys, we are in the basement and today we're gonna do a John's Arcade on the road. That is right, guys, we are going back to Denver, Colorado. That's right, we're going back to Denver because, you know, in the last Denver video, we went to 1UP Lodo, which is a great like barcade, and we hooked up with John Exedy in Denver and Jordan, the owner of the 1UP, and we did an all-access tour of the 1UP Lodo. Again, a great barcade. If you guys missed that video, go back and watch that. So anyway, this video is gonna be part number 2 of our little Denver arcade scene video series. And because John Exedy, my friend, he took me all around. And in this video, he took me to a retailer, okay? A retailer in Denver that's been in business for a long time, I think like 30 years. The place is called Game Exchange of Denver. And what impressed me most about this place, because normally, I don't get too crazy about retailers because usually the pricing's a little higher because, well, you know, they got a building, they got employees, they got insurance, so you know, someone's got to pay for that. So the prices typically are a little bit higher, but you do usually get some peace of mind because a lot of these retailers will stand behind the goods or give you a warranty or help you if something breaks. Anyway, what impressed me most about this place was the little warehouse behind, in the back of it. The guy let me go back there and film, and it's not a part of the building that people normally get to go to and see. And I was just kind of blown away because it was like a time machine, and the amount of machines and parts and test equipment. You know what? I don't want to ruin it. I'll stop talking, but this warehouse was pretty awesome. And if I lived in that area, if I lived in Denver, I'd be going there all the time, man, looking for parts and stuff because they had a lot of stuff. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hop in the car, go to the airport. Let's go to Denver, hook up with John Exedy, and visit the Game Exchange of Colorado, in Denver, Colorado. The Game Exchange. All right, guys, let's go. All right, John, where are we? What is this place?
This is the Game Exchange of Colorado.
And this is like a retail place?
It's a retail place, yeah.
And you come here a lot?
Come here a lot for parts. They also have a lot of parts, and they also distribute from the company. They're the official Stern distribution.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So they're big Stern distributors.
Yeah.
But it's retail, so the prices are kind of maybe.
But anywhere in the U.S., prices are about the same.
Yeah.
They have to kind of like a price guide they have to go by.
I mean, like Stern and stuff.
Stern, right?
Yeah, like a fixed retail price.
That's exactly.
Cool. Looks pretty awesome. A lot of pinballs. Is this your guy here? Kyle? Kai? Kai? Hey, Kai. I'm John.
John, good to meet you. Hey,
John wanted me to come by here and check out your place.
Well, welcome. 12,000 square foot showroom.
12,000, and so you have like a lot of older stuff and newer stuff, a bit of everything?
Absolutely. We represent over 30 manufacturers and fix everything new that's ever been produced, from full reconditions to just repairs.
Wow.
Yep.
And how long you guys been doing this? A long time?
Over 40 years.
40 years?
Yep.
Wow. And so, who are your customers? Like just homeowners?
Everybody.
Mr. Man Cave and...
Anything from the largest movie chain in the world to a guy putting some stuff in his basement.
I see. So you'll supply distributors and then homeowners and all that stuff. And what's the big sell and operators?
Yeah.
So like you guys sell mostly pins or a little bit of everything?
Yeah. A little bit of everything.
You have jukeboxes?
I got slot machines, I got vending machines, we got everything.
Wow.
You put a coin in it. If not, I can make it so you can take it. That's shredders.
So can we poke around? Let's see.
Absolutely. Everything's on free play.
Everything's on free play. You got Miss Pack, Battle Zone. So Miss Pack's 1,400.
And keep in mind that
Yeah.
This is right after Christmas.
Right.
So, you know,
The place was cleared out a little bit. I mean, is there like one game that is people always come in and they say, do you have this?
They're always looking for Miss Pac-Man or Gallagher.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That's probably the.
And do you usually sell the vintage one or like the reunion or both?
About 50-50.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Blasteroids. I kind of like Blasteroids.
I love Blast.
I know. It doesn't get any love at all.
No, it's a cool game actually.
Yeah, Buster Birds is actually cool too. Tempest.
That one's not really for sale unless someone isn't too much about it.
What's that?
Buster Brothers.
It's a fun game.
You gotta have one at least to play.
I actually like that game.
I used to play this game a lot.
Yeah. Bullshitter. So are these are like Arachnid, like home.
This is your home ones. This is your
Commercial one?
Commercial one. Hooks the internet. It's got cameras in it. So.
Does it really?
Yeah.
So this is Arachnid, because at home I have like the Super 6 plus 2, like the old one.
Sure, absolutely.
So this is what they're making now.
This is their Galaxy 3. It's the latest and greatest. You can
It's
play
got
right
internet?
now. Yeah. Put
Really?
to get somebody in Germany right now.
Come on.
And so it's got a camera of just the board and the camera you're throwing, so they know you're not cheating.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Camera
cool.
1 and camera 2.
Really? And you can play against other people online.
Yep.
Oh man, I haven't seen that at any bars, man. I want
sold
to.
only 50 last year. There's more coming.
Yeah. I actually live in Massachusetts, so
Well,
I haven't seen any by me.
I know a guy I can call and get on his case out there too.
So, all right, let me ask you, how much does like something like this cost?
This runs about $4,000.
$4,000, wow. But it's got a lot of technology in it,
Yeah.
and a lot of different games, right? Bermuda
Exactly.
Triangle and
This is designed for the street operator, the league operator.
exactly, kind of like that. And Sheltie, they've got a dartboard too. Is that an older one? It's Valley Cougar, or
So
whatever.
that's the old Valley Cougar line.
Yeah.
Still make this today, but this is a used one.
Okay. Smash TV, Primal Rage, Defender 2.
Best driver ever.
Check out our t-shirt.
Yeah, hard driving's awesome. I like that. That one I can fit in my basement, not the cockpit. I actually like that game. You like that?
Oh yeah.
It's hard. You have to like really be kind of restrained when you're driving. You can't go nuts. It'll
But
you'll
you have to
crash.
be going fast enough to get over the
Oh,
loop.
yeah, right. Final Lap 3, Tetris, Pac-Man, Robotron, Jones, some skee ball. Oh, that Tecmo Bowl is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. We have to go check that out. Big Buck Hunter, Mechanized Attack, Tekken 3, Point Blank. You know, John, I want a dedicated Point Blank.
Dude, that game.
That's one game I.
Awesome. But the guns, are these like the regular guns? No, these guns are super expensive. No.
The guns are expensive.
The half ones.
The half guns, that's cool. You could do that. But I know that the Point Blank one, the guns are like $500 each.
Are they really?
Yeah, there's a Namco style ratchet guns.
Yeah, they're super expensive, man.
But you can replace them with those style.
I didn't know. I mean, I think this might be Point Blank 2 with the replaceable ones.
Okay.
Because
I want the dedicated one because the artwork is so bizarre.
yeah.
It's crazy. Because I really want to get a gun game. I think this is the one I want.
What's the name of the game that this was
Is Sharpshooter?
originally in? I forgot. I actually have one, but I forgot the name of it. It's an Atari game. All the run and guns became. I mean, all those games became. But anyway, the power supply that I bought yesterday
Right.
was for that game.
For the original one
Yeah.
of that?
Was for this? This was an Atari cabinet?
So yeah, this is whatever.
Was it like a football game or something?
Man, it's a space game.
Oh.
I actually have it at my house, but I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went blank.
So I want to see this Tecmo Bowl because it's pretty badass. What's that?
Oh, I was just talking about.
Oh. Yeah, dude, this thing is sick. So it's got the two monitors like Darius and that ninja game. What's the ninja one called?
Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. Dude, come on.
The wrestling or the Marvel game was that one.
Is this a good game, John, to play?
It's awesome. This is probably like one of the coolest games ever, dude. The problem,
This looks like it'd be more fun to have than a Darius.
the problem, dude. Yeah, that probably is.
So anyway, so Tecmo Bowl, which was the awesome NES game. So this is the arcade version with this cool ass cabinet with 4 players simultaneous, and then 2 monitors. They line up with a half silver mirror. There's a monitor on the bottom, monitor on the top,
Right.
and kind of the same trick X-Men and all them did.
This is a game that you almost never see, man.
I know,
Because of the size, people wouldn't store them.
right? We talked about this on the podcast like last year, I remember, and we were like trying to find images of it online, and you could just find like little thumbnails and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely a rare game. I love the art style too.
We didn't redraw it in. It's all original.
Yeah, I just like how it looks. John, get this thing. Come on, let's load it up.
This game's on.
I want to play this
I
tonight.
think it's on Twitter, Louisiana, if I'm lucky enough.
That's cool, dude. Actually, that's like mega cool. I want that.
As long as you don't take my T-Mac, you're fine.
See T-Mac up here? So, you know, I had a Tecmo board recently. Mine was a smaller version of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I ended up selling it to that barcade. I was just telling you about that.
Was that a one monitor game or?
No, it's exactly the same as that, but it's the Japanese version. So it's actually more narrow and it's shorter.
No kidding.
Yeah, I have a picture of it. I'll show it to you.
So this game's pretty cool, huh? I saw this actually recently in New Hampshire, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I had to take my last 3 to make 1.
Really?
You know, Dan busted up a couple of these recently. Dan Dutchess, yeah. I took the monitors out of them.
I'm never getting rid of this.
You never get rid of it?
If someone wants to pay me that price, they could have it. But otherwise, I'm never getting rid of it.
$2,500? 26? Do you like this game?
I love this game.
Yeah.
It's my favorite television game.
Is that right?
Yeah. I love this game.
That's cool, man. All right, so
See a stun runner?
yes, the stun runner is cool. Yeah, my buddy Lynn picked one of these up. This is the kind of game that shows up on Craigslist and nobody, everyone like talks about. Do you want it? I don't know. Do you want it?
And they get to it, go, I don't remember being so big.
I saw one on the highway recently, and the top of it flew off. And I was laughing all the way home because I was like, he's not going to be able to replace that.
So John was telling me that you guys had like a warehouse or something,
This is only like
this is just part of it, right?
Yeah.
This warehouse is top secret, by the way.
It is? Well, it's not going to be anymore. So you guys do a lot of repair work and stuff?
Absolutely.
And you fix everything you sell?
Get into the parts and service department. We
Oh,
support
nice.
everything we
Dude, this
sell.
is awesome.
This is a parts room.
Dude, if I had a place like this, I can just show up and get some rubbers and 555 bulbs.
Get rubbers at Walmart.
We're going back there.
Go ahead and go back out
All right.
and talk to these guys about that part.
John needs it on plug off the rock.
Oh, Rockola. I'll take care of that.
I just need this piece right here.
The main shop here.
So what's going on here?
Well, you gotta keep motivated.
Oh, dude, what is going on back there? All right, we'll look through here first.
See?
So this is the workshop, huh?
Yep.
Wow, you guys really are working on this stuff.
We've got
So-
test sets dating back over 50 years.
Oh, wow, so you got the old pinball test rigs.
Every one of these works.
Holy cow.
And we've got more still in the box underneath that are all of them work.
So this is a WPC setup? Mm-hmm. Is this like system, no, this is what? Who is this? Something DMD. Whatever.
That one's gonna be. I think that one's a Gottlieb.
Gottlieb?
Yeah. And you got the older one.
And here's a Gottlieb. Wow, look at all these test rigs. So do you guys use these a lot to test boards and stuff? So you got Sega pinball.
The reason we can use these, all is we have a good of every other board, so that way we can isolate
Which board is bad?
we got it.
Wow.
We got the drawings of every board, so we can then fix every board.
Dude, this is impressive, man.
Bill acceptors, changers, all the original Atari test sets,
Oh,
over
man.
50 years old.
Oh, the Pat 9000. Yeah, guys are always talking about this online. You know,
And these all work 100%.
do they really?
100%.
That's so cool. Now, do those have vector monitors in them, or can they?
Those do not. We use the oscilloscopes for those.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you can like test like Tempest boards and stuff. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Right. Because it has raster and XY.
You got it.
I see. And so if you wanted to do the XY, you'd use an oscilloscope
You got it.
to generate. Okay. Wow, dude. Lots of mega touches.
Oh, yeah.
You sell a lot of those?
Used to.
Used to? I love the mega touch.
We used to sell, let's say, hundreds a month. Now this is where megatouches come to die. This is our main warehouse.
Yeah, I was really sad when they went out of business. Or AMI stopped them, right? Is that-
Yeah, and they're still supporting some, but they don't plan to build anything new on them.
that's a shame.
They still build some hardware for some gambling devices in the United Kingdom. So
Okay.
you never know.
Right.
Laws change and stuff like that.
Is it the iPhone that killed the Mega Touch?
Yes.
Yeah.
iPhone and the smoking ban.
Oh, really? Because people aren't sitting at the bar anymore.
It was a bartender playing it half the time, so every time they got a break, they would just have a cigarette and play the game. Well, to have a cigarette now, you had to go outside.
Right. Lots of golden tees and PGAs and silver strikes.
Oh, yeah.
Golden tee's still pretty relevant.
Actually, yeah, we sold more golden tees last year than we had in many, many years.
Is that right? That's good. I love gold. I have a complete, which is old. If I ever wanted to get like a live setup or unplugged, is that pretty pricey to upgrade the
Not
complete?
ridiculous anymore at all.
No?
No. Hey, Eric, what's happening?
There's a Neo Geo Force-Lant,
Op Wolf.
Operation Wolf, Mace, Aero Fighters. What's back here? Wow, this thing is cool, man. Yeah, that's a cool cabinet. An Assault. I like that game.
Yeah, the dual take. Sure.
Yeah, that's a fun game. It's that kind of narrow, like they did like on Tubin and stuff, that kind of era. Terra Burst. Is that a good game?
No.
No?
Especially the projector monitor.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Had those giant guns that you have to put on your arm.
Lots of pool tables.
Yeah. Plenty of people to open the slate. We got it. That's the value in those.
The slate? Is that like the raw materials worth something, or?
But to replace a slate, you break them, and they're fragile. It's $600,
Really?
and they haven't changed in 40 years.
Airborne Avenger. This is kind of cool.
That's a customer repair.
I just love the Atari. That looks like a 2600 cartridge box, doesn't it?
It does. You know what I didn't like about these Atari games though is they had the CPUs and stuff right underneath the
Right.
Like Jersey Jack.
Yeah. So if anything falls off,
Like,
yeah, Jersey Jack. Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I remember Steve Ritchie was complaining about that.
Because parts fall off and land
Yeah,
on it.
right. It was a dumb move.
Yeah, this is the one that came to us unrepairable. It's fixed.
It's fixed?
Tom Grove said unrepairable.
That's funny.
They did a lot of wide bodies too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Superman.
John's office.
This is my.
Oh man, dude. Holy PCBs. Are you kidding me? So John, you're picking through this all the time, huh?
All the time. I can't reach the ones up on top, so those have been lucky.
My secret stash. Nobody can get.
Guys, are you seeing how many PCBs are in this place?
Oh, your board's phone in? Yeah. Yeah, you need some shells.
I actually have them. I just haven't cleared them.
So this is just a hodgepodge of all kinds of stuff, huh?
Chips, transistors, everything you can't get anymore.
Right. Wow. Here's a Nintendo board.
No choice.
It looks like a part of a Donkey Kong board. Actually.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, yeah,
TKG for.
With Quantum board.
Yeah.
That's like a super $1,000 board.
Here's a Neo Geo cart.
We didn't see the Neo Geo display as you walked to the parts room. There were
No.
200 of them.
Cartridges?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to poke through that. All right, I can bring that home in my suitcase.
These monitors we already have just set, refurbished, already ready to go. So when we redo a game, we'll just do a swap and
Oh man.
we put in order to put the next one through.
Look at all these monitors. John, this place is pretty great, man. That game's not very good.
Oh, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this. It's a conversion then. Swarm?
Global VR Swarm.
VR built that in their dedicated cabinet. I mean, obviously the same cabinet they built their Alien Invasion
Yeah.
in. But they built that and the bigger one. That's a theater's piece.
It's kind of cool, the artwork.
It's a good, bloody, dark game.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'll be right
From
back.
2008?
Global VR still just builds those. They build them good. The theaters love it.
Yeah. That, we just have a game piece of
Yeah, it moves to it.
There's a baby pack. That's on my list for this year.
I have a prototype one, by the way.
I
I'll
s-
show it to you at my house.
You have a prototype baby pack?
Yeah.
Come on. Really?
But what am I?
I sold mine, and I really miss it for some reason.
I'm working on trying to link pole position.
It was called Final Lap.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
There's another Point Blank, Miss Pack. Special Forces, Radical Bikers. They could deliver pizza on a bike. Tygo had one of these. I think he still does.
It's a lot of stuff, huh?
There's a ton of stuff. Here's a Tron. Donkey Kong Jr. cabinet.
With Excite Bike.
Yep.
Marquee. Nothing else.
Well, John, here's your Neo Geos. There's a 4-slot over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince Jordan to give me something.
You know, that would be a bad idea, especially if you come up with some old memory cards.
That's the hard part.
Yeah. Because I got a bunch of the memory card slots.
Well, look at this Mystic Warriors. This is actually a rare game right here.
Is it?
Yeah, the board set's pretty hard to find. I've never seen one like actually put together. I've just seen the boards floating around.
Well, this is done in a way where
What kind of game is it?
where it was working the last.
It's like Ninja Turtles.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, but you're like ninjas, you know, fighting stuff. And you can see the panel, it's the same type of thing, see?
Oh, yeah.
4
Shoot and
players.
jump, 4 players simultaneous.
Came from Omaha.
Big Blue. Lethal Enforcers. Neck. Oh, neck and neck.
Horse racing game. My dad actually designed that.
What's that?
My dad designed that.
He did? Did he work for IT?
No,
Or he licensed it to him, or?
the Bulldog, who was doing the sales for IT, because IT didn't have a sales wing back then,
Okay.
designed it and built it.
Oh, that's cool.
Check out this dedicated
Track and field.
That's the craziest looking game ever. I actually kind of like it. Let me take a picture
Is there quarters in here?
Yeah, there's quarters.
There's quarters trapped in the control panel.
It's like blocking the holes for the...
Oh, that's funny.
I had a guy in today asking if how I knew that wasn't an original Just cabinet.
Hey, John, what's up with the white asteroids?
Yeah, they make
Weren't the early ones?
Yeah, it's an early one.
I kind of dig it.
I have 1 white one and 3 black ones over there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's totally cool. I kind of dig that white outline.
Watch your step over here.
They can step over 2 monitors right there. My games are hidden on top there.
Your games? Your personal
So
collection?
my personal stash.
Which one? The Space Invaders and
This whole row.
what else is? What's that?
About
Night
Sentry.
Stalker, the
Oh, the
original
Senti.
shooter.
Oh, nice.
The original shooter driver.
You know what's interesting?
sweet.
I was talking to a guy about that just today.
Oh, I'm not selling it.
Oh, you have a
I
Universal
got my
Mr.
track 10 because
Hey.
that's actually my backup Space Invaders one.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense,
And that was
actually.
that's a perfect fit.
Is that a Universal Mr. Do?
Yep, it's an original one.
Oh, sweet, dude. That's on my
Wagon wheel.
list.
I have one of those.
Yeah, all
Damn.
those were court ordered destroyed.
Is that right?
Yep.
What do you
Did I
mean?
tell you?
They lost the patent lawsuit to Midway, and the court ordered all of them destroyed.
Really?
I told you that the CEO of Universal lives in Parker.
Oh,
And I met him, and he was talking about Universal, and I was like, "Who cares about Universal?" I thought he was talking about Universal.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I'm from Florida. I don't care.
Yeah, I was like, "Whatever, dude." And he's like, he shows me a photograph of him and the CEO from the Japanese guy,
Yeah.
shaking hands, and they're holding a Mr. Do. And I was like, "Whoa, you're talking about that Universal?"
Now I'm interested.
That's cool.
Yeah. I actually bought his machines from him.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's a ladybug.
Yeah, there's a ladybug there. And so it was ladybugs that were required destroyed, not the Mr. Do's. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you have Mr. Do too?
Yes, somewhere. But yeah, the ladybug was the one that was kind of there because of that.
You know, that's the only game my mom would play when I was a kid.
Ladybug.
Ladybug?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first had that 60-in-1 board, my wife and daughter were playing Ladybug nonstop.
My mom liked it for the ColecoVision too.
Right, exactly.
My personal awful.
Do you like Operation Wolf?
Everybody's gonna have one of those. I got 3 spare guns just in case they get really crazy one night.
If you ever decide to sell that Ladybug, shoot me a call.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. My mom likes that one.
So what's Sega Motor Raid?
It was a big motorcycle driver. We had 2 of them set up at one time. It says projecting screen, Mitsubishi screen.
And Hyperdrive? What's that? I don't think I've ever seen that either. John, what's Hyperdrive?
Hyperdrive, let me take a peek at it.
It's a Midway game.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I don't know much about it. I've seen it a couple of times, but I don't know much about it.
Look at the control panel. It's got like this like
Space Age.
Kit 2000 Night Industries. P's gun shooting attack. Go out this way. Missile command.
I think you missed a big section here. Is there more stuff back there, or?
There's more?
You ever wonder how people get the redemption counters filled?
Oh, this is all the toys?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Lifelike snakes. 24 pieces. They are so lifelike.
Sometimes they throw in real ones in them. You can't tell the difference.
So this is all like the prize counter for the ticket games and the crane machines and all that stuff. That's awesome.
We sell over 100,000 plus pieces a year.
Really? 100,000 plush. My Lovely Farm chicken.
Walmart didn't take their whole order. We bought the rest.
That's funny. So you truly are involved in every aspect of this hobby or industry. Here's
My
some.
dog food by the dog toy. My whole that thing too. This is she's doing in the kit room today.
This is the kit room.
This in the 90s. This is the type of room that was awesome because this was like Capcom Central, but
Oh, really?
now it's global VR and IT stuff.
So these are all the kits to convert stuff to
Mega
other
touch
stuff.
upgrades from every year in the last 20 years.
Is that right? Wow.
And the pizza boxes they used to do, the DVD cases they do today.
Mega Touch 2014. I have a Force Radeon. I think I have 2010 and a half in it.
11's as lit as they went.
Okay. And I don't think 11 gets me very much, does it?
It was Crown Edition. I think they added 3 or 4 games.
Okay.
That was all the difference was. They took the date off the marquee was the main reason to do it.
Is that right?
Because you had the 2010 on yours.
Right.
Well, in 2013, you still got a Radeon on the counter.
Yeah, oh.
That's so old. You take
That's
the date off.
interesting.
No one thinks about that.
2011 Ion
Premix
upgrade.
plush fixes.
This is all the plush.
Each one of those will go. Each bag will hold a whole. Is a whole crane fill with a standard size crane.
Oh, really? So one bag fills an entire crane. That's awesome. LCDs. Oh, popcorn machine.
We're doing a ton of that. Yeah, we do popcorn carts. Just everything. It's fun. We'll do it.
Here's a new Stern Mustang.
Yeah, you need big blue control panels. I've got 300 of them.
Wow. You have 300 big blue control panels? Like brand new? Never
new.
used? New old stock? Oh my god.
Those are the easy access ones.
That's funny.
Did you already film that other section over there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think we covered the whole warehouse. Man, this is really impressive, John. And Kai, right? Kai?
You got it. We just put the racking in the sun. We just keep everything flat.
Wow. So can we check out the Neo Geos? Oh, really? can we check out the Neo Geo carts?
Jim, get you your part.
Yeah, he ordered it. Awesome.
And don't look at the outside of the box because the outside of the box
Might not be the right one.
Right.
So a lot of fighting games I see.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be lots of duplicates. It has been picked over for a couple of years.
Has it really?
Keep in mind that I live around here too.
So you picked this already, John? Are you telling me there's no Neo Mr. Doos in here?
I did go through these a while back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Lots of fighting games.
That's what was hot when Neo Geo was big.
Yeah.
That's why I think it worked really good for Jordan.
So, Kai, before we go, tell me about the Mario Kart DX. Like, if I wanted to get one of these in my house, like, what is it? A lot of money?
About 12 grand a seat.
12 grand a seat? A seat.
A seat. Plus, you get the configured routers from Namco.
Oh, really?
They're special Japanese routers.
These are online.
Online only for the first 5 years, and then they'll come offline.
And do you have to pay?
$50 a month.
Do you have to pay? Okay, you have to pay them $50 a month to be online.
Yep.
And then they give you like updates and.
There'll be updates. They'll finish the game out over 5 years. So there'll be seasonal updates. They're going to add all sorts of Nintendo and Midway and Namco characters in the game as well. So there'll be 124 characters you can play at the end of it.
124 characters
There'll be like 30
at the end of the
tracks.
5-year cycle.
Exactly.
I just, I'm a big Nintendo guy, so this is like.
This is the holy grail.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as I heard it was coming out in Japan, I started lobbying to sell it here in the United States so I could sell it so I could play it. We
Yeah,
sold a
it's
fair number actually.
Awesome. 12 grand a seat. Man.
They haven't even figured out how to let me put it online temporarily in my showroom yet. That's why it sits here off.
Oh, really?
I ordered an extra pair, then found that out.
All right, Kyle. What? Yeah. By the way, this Batman game is badass. I played this in New Hampshire. It's pretty cool for a new driving game.
It's like a new Night Stalker. It's a driver and a shooter. You're not physically racing, so you can spend more time shooting.
Yes.
And it goes really well with beer.
And the sounds, and it's just like a real experience.
Every Batman car ever.
Yeah, exactly. You could do the old TV show Batman or the Michael Keaton Batman.
Everybody.
Every Batman. Well, cool.
You got a guy that didn't have a high enough ceiling, so they mounted the bat signal to the window from the outside. They ran a wire over it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, Kai. Well, hey, thanks for letting us poke around, man. And by the way, tell people name of your place, where it is.
We're the Game Exchange of Colorado. We're right by downtown Denver.
Awesome.
Look us up on Google and they'll get you here.
Cool. All right, man. All right, Kai.
Thank you. Thanks for visiting us.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. Guys, there you have it. That was the Game Exchange of Colorado. What'd you think of that place? Pretty cool, right? I was pretty impressed, I have to say. Like I said earlier, if that place was local to me, I would be going there. I would be going there for parts all the time, which I think John does do, because he's gotten to know that Kai guy, and I think he goes there a lot and gets parts and stuff, and God, if I lived there, I'd be doing the same darn thing. So anyway, hope you guys liked that. Again, that was part number 2 of our little Denver series. There's going to be a part 3 and a part 4. I'm going to kind of spread them out. I'm not going to just kind of overload you guys with Denver videos. And I do want to do viewer mail, okay, and I printed out a bunch here. I want to tell you guys I got a ton of Ben Heck ideas, okay, because If you guys remember in the last video, I talked about how Ben Heck and I are going to be doing a little crossover, okay? And Ben, the idea here is that he'll make something that will help me down here, and I'm kind of looking for ideas, you know? My initial thought was like a little high score board that plugs into a game, and it tweets the high scores or does something like that. You guys had a lot of crazy ideas, like crazy ideas for this crossover. Maybe too crazy, maybe not feasible, to be honest. We got to keep the ideas kind of simple, guys, really simple. The one idea that's standing out for me right now is the LCD kind of high score board, you know, where it has like an LCD TV, you know, and you can go up to it and input high scores for the games. And it would be leaderboards for all the games that scrolls through it. Maybe it has a built-in keyboard. I know Ben Heck does a lot of kind of all-in-one things. So I kind of like that idea. I haven't shared that with Ben yet because I'm kind of waiting to see more ideas. But you guys have sent a ton of ideas. I do feel, though, that a lot of them aren't very feasible because we got to keep it kind of small in scope, guys. This needs to be something that Ben can do potentially in a day or in one episode. I don't even know if he's going to put it on his channel. I'm not sure how we're going to do this exactly, but it's got to be kind of a reasonable scope, you know. I thought a little high scoreboard was kind of a reasonable scope, you know, kind of read the RAM where the scores are saved and then have some kind of Raspberry Pi or something tweet that, but I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're looking for some kind of modern thing that'll work down here to kind of replace an old part or just enhance the games somehow, but we got to keep it simple. That's all. So if you have ideas for that, send them to blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blkdog7@gmail.com. In this subject line on this one, put Ben Heck, please. Ben Heck. Okay, so I want to do some viewer mails. And, you know, guys, I tell you, I got tons. They just keep coming. Like, every day I'm getting, like, I don't even know how many. It's just like there's an endless supply of viewer mails. So thank you guys for sending these. And, you know, basically I'm just going in my email and I'm just grabbing a handful. I'm actually not really reading them all the way through. And I'm just grabbing what kind of jumps out at me and printing them out. And then we're going to read them here. But if you guys like this segment, you got to send them to blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blackdog7, blkdog7@gmail.com. And I'll print them out and I'll read them at the end of the episodes here. So this one here I want to do last because it's rather lengthy. And okay, so let me grab one right here. I ran out of paper, so I printed these on cardstock. The next one here, actually the first one, is from Tim. Hey John, I just wanted to say thanks for giving up all the goods on track and field. Now my friends and I are borderline experts in the high jump, LOL. It seems so easy now. Just hit the jump button, wait until the jumper starts to lean, and as you stated, hold the jump button again. Yes, it really is an art form. Okay, so pole position. Dude, the settings you gave me are off the hook. 122nd lap time, practice rank C, extended lap difficulty G. At first, nothing worked. Then I restarted my computer. Wow, the speed jumped up over 200 miles per hour. Thanks so much, John. Tim. So, yeah, you know what? In one of the viewer mails, Tim asked me how to do the Tim jump, the high jump in track and field, and I showed you guys, and I actually had a lot of fun doing that. So if you guys have, like, little, like, things you want me to show you in the viewer mail, like, hey John, I don't understand how the Death Star thing works in Asteroids Deluxe. Maybe I can stop viewer mail, we'll go over there and I'll show you. I think it'd be kind of fun. So if you guys have little ideas like that, like how to get past something or something in a game that you want to see or understand, a very specific game question for a game that I have down here, I think it'd be fun to do that again like we did with track and field. And then, yeah, pole position, man, you got to have the right dip switch settings, because if you don't, the game plays completely different. Like, completely, you cannot get a high score, okay? Because if you use the default pole position dip switch settings, the highest score you can get is like in the 40,000s. Like, that's all you can do, because, well, first of all, you're not going as fast or passing as many cars, and also you're not doing as many laps, okay? Because the tournament settings for pole position are actually different than the default settings. And I don't really know how this whole thing started. I suspect that when they were recording pole position scores for a Twin Galaxies tournament or something back in the 80s, this arcade, for some reason, had these settings, okay? And these became the tournament settings for pole position. And everybody that plays pole position for score plays with these settings, okay? And you can go to Aurcade, AURCADE, and go in the high score list, and you can see the championship, I think it's called championship settings, and then you can see the dip switch settings. And it is like 120 seconds per lap, practice rank C, extended lap difficulty G, I think laps 4 too. But go on Aurcade, you can get those dip switch settings. But it's a little confusing how to do it on the actual arcade game, because the dip switch settings that Aurcade and even Twin Galaxy shows doesn't really jive up with the game itself. So what you need to do is you need to print out what the settings are, you know, i.e. 120 seconds, practice rank C, extended lap difficulty G, and then go in the manual and look, it's actually on 2 different sections, what dip switch settings will get you those settings. That's what I do. And I've had friends who have been unable to figure it out. Like when we went to 2084 arcade in California with Kalen, like he tried setting up his pole position and he couldn't do it either because it's very confusing. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So you need to use the manual to really set it up in combination with what's found on Aurcade or Twin Galaxies. And maybe I should document that better because they just haven't really documented perfectly. And then you can always test your dip switch settings if you're unsure in the test screen. If you go into the test screen in pole position, it'll actually show you what settings are set on the dip switches, and then you can compare that to Aurcade. But once you do that, it changes the game completely. It's the only way to play it. I mean, I cannot play it any other way. It's more fun. It really is. And it's faster, it's crazier, there's more laps. I don't really think it's harder, to be honest. I just think you can go a little bit faster and you have more laps. So, all right, Tim. So, thanks, buddy. I'm glad I can help you with with track and field and pole position. Okay, this next one's from Joey. Hey, John, my name is Joey. I want to know, do you still have that jump bug? I love your show. I do still have the jump bug. It's in the garage. But we're not going out there. It's too cold, man. Dude, today was like that blizzard, that freaking historic blizzard. They call it Juno. You want to know something? It never really snowed. So, it never snowed. So, it did snow a little bit, but not what they were saying. So, yeah, I still have the jump bug. It's in the garage. I'm going to tell you something, though. The fate of it is unknown at this point because I'm working on a deal to potentially trade it after I restore it for something I really want. And I don't want to talk too much about it, but I may or may not keep the jump bug. We'll see what happens. We're definitely going to get it working. I'm definitely going to fix it up and make it nice. I don't know if it's going to come down here. I'm just telling you the truth because something came up with a buddy of mine who has a game that I really want that's been on my list for a long time, and he's interested in doing a partial trade for the jump bug, and I might do it. Just because this game is kind of a holy grail for me. And but we'll see. But yeah, the jump bug is still in the garage. I still have it. I still want it. I still want to play it. I love that game. But if it means getting some other game down here, I might do that instead. We'll see. This one's from Scott. Hi, John. I've been an avid fan since your Journey restore, and I've been watching every video since. I'm definitely envious of your arcade, and I hope to one day be able to have that type of space to house many of my all-time favorite arcade cabinets. Unfortunately, I live out west in Phoenix, and basements are a definite rarity. I am moving into a house very soon, and it has a large garage that can easily fit my vehicle, as well as a couple cabs, lounge area, quite comfortably. As much as I want a large collection like the one you have, I have to limit myself, but also want variety at the same time. My goal is to get an upright Space Harrier, cool game, a red tent, love that, or a single monitor Play Choice 10, and probably a Japanese candy cab JAMA cabinet with a 6-button layout to put whatever in it I want, mainly CPS 1, 2, and 3 Capcom fighters. I'm a die-hard competitive fighting game player for over 2 decades and a former pro. Wow, dude. But there's so many other games I love. I'm not the biggest fan of emulation, and I don't want to make a cabinet a MAME PC. However, I may consider a multi-board. As far as I know, the J-Rock Multi-Williams FPGA is the only board out there that's not emulation, which I want, but I want more games. Do you have any recommendation for any multi-boards that have respectable emulation? I know a lot of them vary in quality, so I was wondering if you know of any that stand out. Thanks for your help. P.S. I love your high score videos. I was never good at Donkey Kong, but I have learned a lot watching your videos. They are fantastic midweek bonus videos. Keep up the great work, Scott. All right, Scott. Well, this is a pretty good pretty good plan. Nintendo Verse. I would say personally, I would choose the Red Tent over the Play Choice 10. I really think it's a better system. You gotta keep in mind that Play Choice 10 is strictly an NES. It's an NES on a timer. That's it. The Nintendo Versus stuff is different. The games are a little different than the NES home versions. And it's also very fun to collect the boards, and if you get a ROM burner, you might get into that, making your own games, and I have all that stuff documented on my site at nintendovs.com or johnsarcade.com. So, Space Harrier also is a game I'm hearing a lot of. That's a great, kind of a little bit later, Sega kind of scaling sprites shooter, kind of like Outrun, but some guy floating around, which never made sense to me because the guy's just kind of floating all over the place, but it's a cool game. And then, of course, a candy cab would be very useful, especially if you got a whole bunch of boards to swap out. Now, as far as multi-boards that I think are good, well, yeah, the J-Rock Multi-Williams is fantastic. That's an FPGA board. It's technically not using emulation. I think it does use some kind of samples for the sounds, but it actually has the original CPU in it, and then the rest of the board is kind of all in the FPGA part running the original ROMs. So yeah, I love the J-Rock Multi-Williams. It's a great board. J-Rock also has a multi-Stern board that I don't think is as appealing because I'm not crazy about the games. It has Berserk and Frenzy on it. They're great classic games, but those two games are a little one-dimensional, whereas the Multi-Williams, you're going to get a ton of variety. So it's a much better board to own, especially if you're going to, kind of swap it in and out of a JAMA cabinet. Whereas the Berserk board, it's just those two games. But if you do want a really good board and you like Berserk, the J-Rock Berserk board is very good. And then after that, well, you're kind of going to be stuck with emulation. I think that the Arcade SD board that Phoenix Arcade sells does a very good job. That board was designed by Clay Cowgill, I think, right? Yeah. And he's a big-time engineer who's done tons of multi-boards over time, even some of the commercial ones and some of those... just those kind of cheap arcade cabinets that you'd find at Costco and stuff. But Clay did a board called Arcade SD. Phoenix Arcade sells it. It has a little SD card. It is a flavor, a custom proprietary version of MAME that Clay wrote just for that board, because MAME, technically, under the license that they release, you can't use MAME to make a commercial product. You'd be violating the EULA or whatever, the terms of condition. And so the Arcade SD board actually has a proprietary code or emulator that was written by Clay to work with his hardware to emulate the games. Now, because of that, though, you can't put every single MAME game on there. Clay has a very specific list of games that will work on his board, and that's it. And if he doesn't add support for that game to the board, it's not going to work, because he basically has to modify the game board or the code to work with those ROMs because his version of MAME is so proprietary. However, the list of games is pretty good. It's got all the Donkey Kongs, Galaga, Galaxian, Pengo, all the Pac-Mans, a lot of the Nintendo Versus stuff. It has horizontal games. It has vertical games. It's got a very good list of very good games. Pretty much all the games you're going to want. The emulation in general is pretty okay. It's not exact. It's not 1,000%. You'll notice some differences maybe in Donkey Kong on some of the sounds and stuff, but it's very minor. If you played the stuff in a vacuum, you probably wouldn't really know it was that different. It has a very nice UI, a nice interface. So I think the Arcade SD board is pretty good. I actually had one down here. I played around with it for a little bit. I ended up selling it because I really didn't have a use for it. It just didn't fit in with my arcade scheme, so I sold it. It was a good board, though. I'll say this too, though. The Arcade SD board's not cheap. It's not cheap. I think it's I think it's over $200. It might be pushing $300. Another good option that isn't an amazing option, but it's not an horrific option, and it's a cheap option, is getting a 60-in-1 board. Okay, I know that that's kind of taboo to say, but the 60-in-1 multi-board, it's a cheap Chinese board. They sell for $50, $75. A lot of those games play not too bad, honestly. When I first started out, that's what I had. I had a Donkey Kong cabinet, and I had my Miss Pac with a 60-in-1 in it, and I think the Mario Brothers. Those were the 3 games I had. And that 60-in-1 board, I had a lot of fun with. I really did. It plays Dig Dug great. It plays Donkey Kong good enough, but I already had a Donkey Kong. It plays Pac-Man pretty much flawlessly. Miss Pac-Man flawlessly. Some of the games have really kooky sounds like Scramble and stuff, but still playable. So the 60-in-1 is not the greatest experience in the world, but for the money, you can't beat it, guys. I mean, I think you can get that board for like $60, okay? And it's got 60 games on it. The interface is garbage. It's a little kludgy, but it works. And if you're just starting out, I think it's a terrific option. I really do. And it's easy. It's just a JAMA board. You just plug it into a JAMA cabinet and you're done. No MAME computer, no messing around. And you'll get pretty much most of the iconic classics. Burger Time's on there. And a little oddball games like Juno First, I remember, is on there and stuff like that. But I hope I answered your question. But the J-Rack Multi-Williams is a great board. You know, it's limited though because it's only Williams games. It doesn't have Moon Patrol on it either. So keep that in mind because a lot of people assume it will have Moon Patrol. Another option too, besides the J-Rack board, is the 19-in-1 board or even the Arcade SD, because Arcade SD has most of the Williams games on it too. But the 19-in-1 board is another one of those cheap Chinese boards. But keep in mind the 60-in-1 is vertical games, the 19-in-1 is horizontal games, and it has most of the Williams stuff on there, including I believe Moon Patrol and a lot of the Nintendo Versus stuff. All right, so the next viewer mail is a lengthy one here. This is from. I'm trying not to read your guys' last names. I've had a couple guys say not to do that, so I don't know. This one's from Cosmic Neil, I guess. Hi, John. Cosmic Vector here. I am a big UK fan of your channel and a small-time collector, mainly due to the space required. My arcade titles include Space Firebird, Cosmic Alien, Space Duel, Gravatar, Galaga 88, plus a new Defender 2, aka Stargate, from a small company in Illinois called Team Play Inc., which offered retro kits and cabarets of Defender 2, Stargate, and Joust Robotron, made in 2002, limited to 500 being made of each title, I'm told, which I guess a few of your viewers may own. I've attached 2 pictures should you not be aware of these cabs that are running on CRTs. I've seen these cabinets. They're interesting. I don't know if how great they are, but I've seen them. These are modern cabinets. One's got Defender and Stargate. The other has a bunch of Williams. It's got Robotron on it. So yeah, I have actually stumbled across those. And I think there's another cabinet too that has Centipede and Missile Command and Bowling. So my friend Greg in Illinois had one of those. I think it's the same company. Anyway, I'm also a subscriber to your channel for some years now, but felt the need now, due to your viewer mail section, to write on behalf of the many Vector arcade game collectors and players out there for your clear lack of connection and failure regularly to mention Vector games or gameplay on many a road trip. These lovely, totally still-looking, futuristic graphic games get overlooked until recently at your buddy's house, Scoots, when confronted by a mighty Vectrex, to which there was no denying the allure it still had upon you. It was the Vectrex that sparked my interest again in arcade machines and got me into collecting. I also own a ZVG Vector generator, which plugs into a PC running Vector MAME games and converts the image into XY graphics for output into a Vector monitor, allowing all the many impossible hard-to-find game titles to be played in true Vector graphics. That's cool, dude, by the way. So that's a little thing that plugs into his PC that can then run basically Vector MAME games on a 6100 style monitor or similar Amplifone, a true vector monitor. So other than your Tempest, Asteroids Deluxe, and your Major Havoc, you rarely, if not ever, express any love for the many titles which is not to be forgotten, inspired by many a pixel arcade game that came after it, as these were some of the first arcade games ever made in the late 1970s. These were as many as 44 vector arcade games produced, which I have listed below. So come on, John, next time you're confronted with a rare vector arcade game, let's have some info and gameplay, please. I must thank you for the Tempest repair of the Wells Gardner 6100 monitor, to which I personally learned a lot from, and for all of your arcade repair videos, which I love watching. Keep up with the good work in 2015. Also, being in the UK, I cannot donate to your channel for this microphone, so you can send me your PayPal address, as I really want to donate, as do many UK viewers, and maybe let your UK viewers also know your PayPal address when doing viewer mail. You know, guys, a lot of you guys have asked me for my PayPal address, and I haven't given it out. You know what? It's the same email as my viewer mail. It's blkdog7@gmail.com. And by the way, you know, I want to thank you guys that have been supporting me in the US, because I have the support button on the YouTube channel. And I am saving up for a new wireless microphone, which I clearly need, because I had a little bit of mic issues in this video. Did you guys hear my swishing coat, by the way? I know. I can't wait to hear the comments on that. I had no idea my coat was making that swishing noise. I had like this vinyl like coat on. It wasn't, you know, it was just it was a vinyl coat. And it was as I'm walking through there, and the microphone picked that all up, and I don't understand, because I've worn that coat before when making videos, but for whatever reason I heard that swishing sound. But yeah, I'm saving up for a microphone. I'll tell you guys the truth. I think we're around $400 something I have right now in support donations, something like $450, and the microphone's like $650, so we're almost there. But if you guys want to donate that are not in the US, you can send it, I guess, PayPal, blkdog7@gmail.com. And if you're in the US, just use that support button that's on YouTube. It's on my homepage. But anyway, enough of that. I also make music using retro analog, retro arcade sounds, etc. with my studio partner under the name Astro Duo. Check out astroduo.co.uk. Should you read this out on your show, I will be made up. Is that a UK thing? As I have never, I've been made up. As I've never wrote any fan mail before. Thanks, Cosmic Vector. Okay, dude. All right. Let's talk about your email here. Am I not giving love to vector games? Is that true? I've got a lot of essential vector games down here. I certainly have owned a few of them besides the ones I have here. All right, let's go through your list. Okay, there was, according to him, there were 44 vector games that have been produced, and I think I played, I don't know if I'm, a good percentage of them. All right, let's talk. Okay, so Atari. I think it's safe to say I've played pretty much all the Atari ones. Okay, so Asteroids. Well, I love Asteroids. Asteroids is one of my earliest arcade memories, okay? I remember going to a campground in Illinois and playing Asteroids and Space Invaders and like some EM pinball machine. And of all of those, it was Asteroids that really captured me. And I would play the hell out of that. So when I first got into the hobby, I knew I wanted an Asteroids because that was a game I loved a lot. Well, I'll tell you, I got exposed to Asteroids Deluxe through friends in the hobby. And I'm like, man, this is kind of like Asteroids on steroids. So that was the one I ended up getting. So I have Asteroids Deluxe because I love Asteroids, and I think in a collection, Asteroids Deluxe is a better one to own because it's a little deeper, it's a little cooler, it has that added little Death Star in there. So, okay, so Asteroids, good. Battlezone. Battlezone is a game I'm torn about. I like Battlezone. I don't think it would be a good game to own. I just don't. I don't like getting up to it and putting my face in there. I played it a little bit in Denver. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I was kind of in awe of the effect, because Battlezone is a tank game where you get up to this periscope and you're steering this tank around and shooting other tanks, and it's very cool, kind of 3D vector graphics. And yes, I like Battlezone. I don't think I'd ever get one. I'm sorry. Black Widow. I used to have that. I used to have a Gravatar cabinet with the Black Widow kit. I would switch it out. I had a Black Widow. I've done reviews on it. Black Widow is a decent game. It's not as good as Robotron, though. So I felt it was a little redundant. I had Black Widow and then Robotron in my multi-Williams. I preferred Robotron over Black Widow. Black Widow's a cool game. Don't get me wrong. Don't think it's as good as Robotron. Empire Strikes Back. I had that. I had a Star Wars cabinet with the ESB kit in it and an Ampliphone monitor. I had Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back, okay. I don't think it's as good as Star Wars. I think Star Wars is the better of the two. I did like having it in a cabinet, though, where I could play it when I wanted to. The ending in Empire Strikes Back was a little anticlimactic. It's just a meteor storm, and you can't even shoot the stuff. You're just dodging meteors. I have a review of it. Check it out. Gravatar. I had that game. I love Gravatar. Great game. Slow game. Hard game. Game that didn't get a lot of play down here. People are intimidated by it. Do I like it? Yes. Do I have it anymore? No, I'm sorry. It didn't hold up for me down here. However, every time I see Gravatar, I usually play it because I do enjoy it. Lunar Lander. Cool game. You're landing a little ship on the moon. It has a thruster. Man, that game is slow as molasses. I just cannot connect with that game. It's a neat game. It's too slow, man. Major Havoc, I love Major Havoc. I have it, I'll never let it go. Now that's a cool vector game, dude. It's a frickin' platformer. It's not a space game, which everything else seems to be. Okay, I have Major Havoc. Quantum, I have one of those in pieces. I'm gonna be putting it together soon. Quantum is going to be part of this basement. I love it. It's a cool game. I like it because it's not another space game. It's different. Excuse me. Space Duel. It's a little meh to me. It's a two-player asteroids game with color vectors. It's okay. Every time I play it, I'm bored to death. I'm just telling you the truth here. Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I think it's a great game. I had it down here for a couple years, I think, and I had an opportunity to trade it for some other games I really wanted, and I did it because the games I got, I like more. Do I like Star Wars? Yes, I think it's a very good game. I think it's an important game. Star Wars is great. Tempest, I have it. I like Tempest a lot. I have the Cabaret version. I have no plans on getting rid of it. I never will. It is another classic. I like it too because it's not another space game. Tomcat. I've read about this one. This was a flight simulator, kind of like Battlezone. Cool game. It was a prototype, never released though. Also, I forgot Red Baron. Red Baron, I like that too. It's like Battlezone, but with biplanes. It's okay. It's a little slow. It seems really old. Century. Okay, now the rest of these games, I'll be honest with you, are a little rarer. And I haven't had a chance to play a lot of these. And if I have, I forgot them. I don't know. Astrac, I think that's a super rare Century game. I don't think I've ever... I don't know if I've seen one of those. Did Joe Majera have that? I don't remember. Cinematronics, Armor Attack. I played that. Cool game. I really like it. I think that the vectors in it are really impressive. Now I'm going to show my lack of knowledge here on some of the stuff here because Barrier... I don't know that game. I just don't even know it. Boxing Bugs, I've heard of. I've never played it. I don't know anything about these Cinematronics games. Hovercraft, it's a prototype. I don't know that one either. Rip-Off, I played that. I do not like that game. Just don't. Scramble, I don't know that game. Solar Quest, I've seen one of those. I don't think I've ever played it. These Cinematronic games are really oddball. There's guys, though, that just obsess over these Cinematronic vector games. I have dabbled in a lot of these, and none of them ever, like, piqued my interest at all. Like at all. Like, literally at all. They all seem kind of low budget, except for... the only one I really like is Star Castle. That's the best of the bunch, if you ask me. Solar Quest, I know I've played that. I played that in Denver recently. Space War, I don't think I played that. I played Speed Freak. That's a driving game. I played that at Craig's. It's okay. Star Castle, I love. That's a good game. That's the best Cinematronics game for my money. Not the rarest, but the best. Sundance, that's that uber rare game that caused a controversy on Clove. Tall Gunner, I don't really know that one. War of the Worlds, I've read about that. Never really seen that before. Warrior, that's a kind of interesting game. It's guys sword fighting, dueling, fencing. Warrior's pretty cool. Exidy Vertigo / Top Gunner. I know I've heard of that. I never played it. Bally Midway Earth Friend, which is Earth Friend. That's a funny name. Which is a prototype. I don't really know that one. Omega Race. I loved that game. That's a good game. Omega Race is good. Now these Rockola games. Demon. I've seen video of that. That's a pretty badass looking game. QB3. I don't know that one. Rocket Racer prototype. I don't know that either. Okay, so the Sega stuff I've been exposed to most of these. Battlestar was a prototype. I've never seen that. Eliminator. Don't like that one. Space Fury. Probably the best of the bunch. Not really a mega fan of it though, but it's playable. It's kind of like an Asteroids clone with a little more depth and different like shooting abilities and docking. And Star Trek, I really don't like Star Trek, and I could be in the minority on that. I'm just not a fan of Star Trek. I've never liked the movies or the TV show. I've told the story before. When I was a kid, I wanted a Star Wars lunchbox. My mom got me a Star Trek lunchbox, and I've been scarred ever since. Tax Scan, not a fan. Zector, not. I just don't like any of the Sega. I'm in the minority probably on some of this stuff. These are all rare games. These are games that people lose their shit over. I'm not crazy about them. The Atari Vectors are by far the most playable and the best, hands down. The Cinematronics ones are really hit or miss for me. I really do think that Star Castle is the best of the bunch on there. Sega, their best was Eliminator. I think Atari's best for me is probably Major Havoc. It's probably the game I'm most passionate about as far as Vector games go. So, alright, so that was a lot of Vector love, or was it? We definitely talked about Vector games. Alright, so anyway, guys, hey, again, the whole Ben Heck thing, if you've got ideas, send those to blkdog7@gmail.com. If you've got viewer mails, send them to blkdog7@gmail.com. Again, I release new videos on Sundays and sometimes in between. This is one of those in-between midweek videos. Hope you guys liked it. Next video, I don't know. We might work on the 720. We'll see. I might try to squeeze 2 more videos out this week. A Sunday one and maybe like a Thursday or Friday one. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, if you've never subscribed, click subscribe. I release new videos Sundays, sometimes in between. I have 2 podcasts, Video Game Outsiders at videogameoutsiders.com and Arcade Outsiders at arcadeoutsiders.com. And that's really it for this. Check out those podcasts live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, if you guys want to chat with me and other collectors, go to johnsarcade.com. We've got a pretty active forum. It's a lot of fun. So, all right, guys, that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Later and bye.